Gymnast Simone Biles has a fan in Taylor Swift. And if I say so myself, I feel like that's a win for Simone in my book.
It's a big win.
Okay.
Swift narrated a video of the 24-year-old for NBC's coverage of Biles' balance beam routine, in which she praised the athlete for her strength and courage throughout the Tokyo Olympics. In part, Taylor said, quote, "Her voice has been as significant as her talents, her honesty as beautiful as the perfection that had long been her signature. But don't you see, it still is. She's perfectly human, and that's what makes it so easy to call her a hero."
Simone, ended up taking home the bronze for her balance beam routine. And when the Swift narrated video caught her attention, it also brought her to tears. She tweeted, quote, "I'm crying. How special. I love you, Taylor Swift." But it was actually Taylor that proved to be the bigger fan in her response, writing, quote, "I cried watching you. I feel so lucky to have gotten to watch you all these years, but this week was a lesson in emotional intelligence and resilience. We all learned from you."
I cried too.
Did you?
I cried. Well, I almost did. I just feel like anyone who has ever place their value or their worth in what they do,
Yes.
or how they look, can relate to what Simone has been feeling, feeling as if being a gymnast was all that she had to offer. And of course, now she realizes differently.
Right.
But I think Taylor resonated with that as well.
I think also the fact that they even put that promo out to begin with, I think says a lot, because it perfectly encapsulated obviously what went down with Simone at the Tokyo Olympics, which she herself says was so unexpected. This is not how she saw her second time at the Olympics going, but at the same time, it really was still inspiring, and we're not used to seeing something like that, this story like this told at the Olympics,
Yes. And as you mentioned, I'm sure this meant a lot to Simone. She withdrew from 4 events during the Tokyo Games to focus on her mental health struggles, which taught us a lot.
It really did, and Tuesday's balance beam final marked Biles' last opportunity to compete at this year's Olympics. The 24-year-old spoke with today's Hoda Kotb after her final event, saying she was happy to get back out there and do one more routine, but she was shocked to have received the bronze medal. Now, the big question is, could this be the last time we see Simone at the Olympics? Here's what she told today's Hoda.
Was that beam routine the last time we're going to see you compete at the Olympic Games?
I think I have to relish and take this Olympics in and kind of recognize what I've done with my career, because after 2016, I didn't get to do that.
So you're keeping the door open?
Yeah, keeping the door open.
Aren't you hoping that we do see Simone at the next Olympics?
I think we will.
I think we will too.
No pressure, girl, but I think we will.
She's not done yet. She's got some more medals to rack up, but she is now a 7-time Olympic medalist. So congratulations, girl.
Yes.